Fox News is finally admitting that pollution exists. What? Yes, but not in the ways that you would imagine. Of course, in ways that only reinforces their weirdo Christian nationalist control of women's bodies agenda. It'll all make sense once I subject you to this clip. Take a look.
Women also have crushed their fertility using birth control. More than 100 million women now use it. It completely suppresses and messes with your hormones, and not just while actively taking the medicine. Hence why you notice that fertility rates continue to shrink year by year. And finally, my biggest piece of advice, ladies, for the love of God, stop drinking tap water. Tap water is effectively birth control because it has birth control in it. Because, well, it's just how it goes. Women pee and they are peeing out their medication. So yes, men also, you need to definitely listen up. This is a big heads up for you.
Wait, who's drinking pee? That doesn't, what? Wait a minute. Who's eating sewage and drinking pee? That's not, you're eating from a dirty toilet and drinking from a dirty toilet? All right, that woman right there is CHARLY ARNOLT. She's from, the show is called Outkick on Fox Nation. And there she is advocating to not drink the tap water because it will make you sterile. Now, again, with a lot of right-wing segments, it's always sort of based on a kernel of some kind of fraction of truth. In this case, yes. According to author Seth Siegel, who wrote Troubled Water, apparently there is a little bit of meds that we all take that ends up in our water stream. So according to his research, after we swallow a pill, it doesn't take long for its ingredients to enter local water systems. That's because our bodies generally only absorb a small portion of the dose, and the rest of the pill is excreted either into the toilet as waste or through sweat that gets washed down shower drains or washing machines. According to Siegel, birth control pills add more than 10 million doses of synthetic estrogen to America's wastewater every day. However, very little of that estrogen actually makes its way into our tap, since most water treatment systems filter it out along with other contaminants. A study done determined that birth control pills account for less than 1% of the total amount of estrogen found in US water. Actually, it's forever chemicals and runoff from massive farming that has estrogen in it that contributes to our groundwater and drinking water. But no, let's somehow blame women using the pill. Here is more from CHARLY.
Also, this estrogen in the water that you are drinking, the tap water, is also going to mess with your hormones. And not to mention also doing damage to fertility. There are forever chemicals in water. These are known as PFAS. These can cause pregnancy problems, also birth defects. And right now, we're all sitting here with microplastics in our blood from the water we drink and also the food we consume. It's disgusting, but pretty much unavoidable at this point. So to all of the women out there, and also the men who care about the women in their lives, don't put off having kids until it's too late. Get off the birth control. And please stop drinking tap water. Unless, of course, you want to shell out $20,000 for a baby doll to love and to care for.
What? Was that even, okay. Nix the last part. Here's my favorite piece of this argument about forever chemicals in tap water. Yes, don't drink tap water, drink what kind of water? Drink bottled water. Ooh, what's the bottle made out of, CHARLY? What's the bottle made of? Oh, plastic. Oh, plastic. Is it made out of plastic? Would that contribute to the amount of plastic that is in our bodies? The microplastic, the PFAS also. Not every plastic, of course, does that, but there is tons of evidence that drinking bottled water also is contaminating to your body. But anyway, Mondale, it's like we're like trying to reverse engineer sort of the theocratic Christian nationalist state that control, like how do we turn any news item into, I don't know, a talking point for why we should all have 1 million kids?
Don't worry, Fran, I got this. I'm gonna mansplain the hell out of this. I'm gonna mansplain the hell out of this. What did we just listen to? Are we serious? Like, we been know that there was estrogen in water. What do you think happens when you fertilize food with manure from animals? Like, what do you think? Of course, it's in the water. What do you think when you have anything in water. But the problem is it's not enough to affect anybody, right? It's more soy in dairy products. So you get more estrogen out of drinking milk than you do out of your water supply. She's talking about giving up milk as well, because the dairy farmer is going to come out there if she does that. Here's the problem. Not only is she not thinking, she's probably telling people drink bottled water. Yes, it has the problems from plastic, but it's natural spring water, right? Which is what? Straight from the ground. So what else is in that? Deer piss? Come on, man. Or maybe for them, elk piss. Like, I don't know what to tell these people. Like, they take something, the study that they're quoting actually came from RFK, who's running for president, who's been saying this all year. It's actually a study that's came from 2011. Like, this old study, it's like these people find something new and they misunderstand it, and they just need a part to scare the hell out of their viewers so they can get more clicks without even thinking. This is the same thinking that told people to drink Clorox, to drink bleach, to get rid of COVID. Like, this is the same level of dumbness right here. Stop drinking tap water. Why? Because, I don't live in New York, but I heard New York has the cleanest tap water in this country, even better than most bottled water, and it doesn't come in plastic bottles. So I'm just baffled at what levels people are willing to go to sound and act relevant, even when they know nothing about what they're talking about.
Right, and also to say that, like, I think the insidious part is that there is maybe a kernel of truth that, there's estrogen in the water, but how did it get there? And like we're talking about, like, it's the factory farming, it's that runoff, right? We know there's a problem with our tap water. We know that it could be getting us sick. We know that it could be and has been linked, like PFA has been linked to infertility. This is real, but how do you combat that? What do? Do you further put your trust in corporations by buying a bunch of bottled water? Or do you, regulate the tap water so that women don't, it's basically like an argument to get rid of like the pill and birth control for women. No, the reality is make our water cleaner by like not being exposed to these toxic chemicals, not having PFAS in our food sources, in the bottles that we use. And look, lo and behold, and she doesn't know this, but the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, has taken steps to set legal drinking water limits for 6 of the most studied and toxic PFA compounds known as forever chemicals. Forever chemicals, they've been on forever chemicals. By some estimates, PFAS are contaminating drinking water for more than 200 million Americans. And the EPA said is moved more quickly to regulate the compounds than any agency in any time than in the agency's history. I can read. And you know who we have to thank for that? Joe Biden, okay? Go dark Brandon, who has rapidly reversed what the Trump administration has done, because during the Trump administration, let's throw this up, according to The Hill, EPA reversed. They had to reverse Trump's guidance that weakened forever chemical regulations. So they announced, this was in 2021, the summer that Biden comes into the power, that they're like, we're going back because we were hamstrung. We were completely gutted in our ability to regulate PFAS in our drinking water. So we've got catching up to do. The right doesn't want you to know that. It's like, we're not arguing that what you're saying isn't true. We're arguing the extent to which it is true and also what to do about it.
And also, like, let's be clear, right? Come on, dog. Trump cut the EPA's budget by 26% for fiscal year 2021. Now, people might say Joe Biden was the president in 2021, but that budget was passed in 2020. So I think this idea that they care, you're actually on Fox making an argument against cutting the EPA's budget.
Right.
But they're so out of it, they don't even see that. And when did y'all start caring about water? Let the people in Flint know by calling out the BS that's happening over there, because that water still ain't fixed. Let the people in Jackson, Mississippi know, because that water problem ain't fixed.
Yes.
Come on.
And it has to do with the fact that we're relying on private corporations to like restructure the water supply, cut down. The budget is so high. Hey, what if we just use, the Flint, a water source that's completely contaminated for our drinking water? That's easy, saves a bunch of money. It's Republican ideology that gets us into these problems and poisons us to begin with, people.